This training is about flipping the mindset, right? Fear doesn't close deals, certainty does. So I kind of want to just reiterate and show you guys how to confidently lead the person with the premium option, right? Or the prepay option or a package above, even when price comes up. So, the first part is, let's call it what it is, right? Most people aren't leading with the prepay because they're thinking, one, it's too expensive for the client. Number two, you're afraid of rejection or maybe scaring them off, right? Or three, you want to play it safe and you just want to close the deal, right? But the truth is, every time you start low, you're actually giving away all of your leverage. Okay, I'm going to say that again. When you start low, you're giving away all your leverage. Same thing when you start without a setup fee. You have no leverage, right? You can always go down, but you can't go up once you've already dropped. So I want you to keep that in mind. Second part is shifting your mindset, right? You're the consultant. You're not the order taker, right? So start thinking like a business advisor, not like a rep. Ask yourself, what's the best solution for this client to actually see real results? Okay? If the answer is they need visibility, they need consistency, and they need time to rank, then why wouldn't you recommend the 6-month prepay? Right? You're not selling a price. You're prescribing a solution, right? So writing their prescription, the best value, the best way for them to do this, the best way for them to be committed is just to do the prepay. Another thing, is if they pay monthly and they don't finish it out because they're in the mindset of, oh, I just want to try this out. Let's see how it goes. And then after 3 months, because you oversold it, they're like, yeah, I'm not getting what I wanted. That is doing them a major disservice because they need those 6 months to really get into a good ranking position. And anyone that's been here a while, whether it's, Katie or Jonathan, even Lisa, even though she's more on the opening side, you guys all know it takes a good chunk of time for people to move up in those rankings. Okay? Make sense so far? Any questions? You guys with me?
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Okay. Part 3, it's really the framework, right? So lead high, start high, and then you can take things away, right? You can drop down as you need it. So first thing you want to make sure, reminder, is frame the results first, okay? Do not talk price until you've built clear value. Okay, this is very important. You guys, if you ever listen to my calls, until I've built value, reiterated the value, I might even bring up the ROI again. I don't wait to the very end right before price to go over ROI either, because then it sounds clearly obvious that you're baiting them into saying, whoa, we just did the ROI, right? So you got to think these people, they're not dumb. So make sure that you make your stuff personal, right? So you might say like, oh, your main goal is to get local clients. Right, Brody?
Right.
Right. Well, the way we get there is by getting your business found on the first page of Google, specifically dominating in the map section. That's where your competitors are winning and eating your lunch, right? Or taking your jobs. Would you agree?
Yeah, totally.
Right. So I'm going to say something like that before I go over pricing, right? And after I'm done with the package, I'm also probably going to use a tie down like, can you see how if you had all of this in place, Jonathan, you would be able to achieve your goal? If you had the front page, the better reviews, the brand new website, can you see how that will help you get to your $5,000 a month additional revenue income goal?
1,000%.
Perfect. Okay, then let's talk, pricing, right? Let's go over the investment. I like to say investment. Pricing oftentimes will trigger, like resistance. And another thing, if you're saying words like pricing, quote, the numbers, right? You trigger a part of their brain that's going to want to shop you, right? Now it sounds like we're talking about a shopping experience. And what does that mean? They're going to want to go get another quote or another estimate or think about it, right? Or talk to the wife, the husband. Okay, so be careful with your language. That's another lesson for another day. But again, going back to the pricing, so you might say something like, most of our serious clients go with the 6-month prepaid option because it's built for momentum. You save over, let's say we're talking about, an Elevate, right? $1,000 a month times 6 months. You save over $1,200, right? And it gives us time to actually build traction with SEO, content, and ranking. Let them react. See how they respond. Or give it to them and then be quiet. The biggest mistake that you can make when you're doing pricing and shoot yourself in the foot is after you drop a price, like a prepaid, it's not giving the customer a chance to digest it and respond in a positive or negative way and moving immediately into the monthly. So I want you to write that down, take a mental note. Make sure you pause after you give the prepay. Let them react. And if they react in a positive way, I might just say, okay, great, let's move forward with that one. It sounds like you love it. It's the biggest savings anyway. So I'm just going to confirm some information as you want it listed on the front page. And we can get this puppy going. And then if they go, well, wait, didn't you say you had a monthly too? Oh yeah, absolutely. You want to go over that one? Okay, yeah, actually great question. Let's compare the two side by side. All right. So that's all you have to do. And then the next part is using the takeaway strategy, okay? So if they flinch at the price, like let's say the prepaid, don't panic. You could easily say something like, totally fair, Katie. We can scale it back a bit. I have a monthly version that still includes all the key elements, but it doesn't come, and then you can maybe, I would say, usually I throw something in with like the Elevate, you guys throw something in with the prepay. I might say, but if we don't do the prepay, you don't get that $500 landing page for free for the ads that we're gonna do. Or, let's say you're pitching the essentials, for whatever reason I hear it a lot. It doesn't come with the review tool, right? Which will help you with your reputation, right? So that's a $600 value that unfortunately on the monthly, I can't toss that in, okay? Make them choose, right? Make them choose between less and more, not between yes or no, right? It's not, are we gonna do this? It's which one, okay? And what not to do. Here's some things that'll absolutely destroy your odds. Don't say things like, it's probably out of your budget. And I'm hearing this in everybody's calls, right? You're probably going to think this is super expensive. It's a lot of money, right? Get rid of that kind of language. You're killing your chances. You think that you're making a friend because they're going to be like, oh yeah, it is expensive. I'm on their side. Or they understand that I don't have a big budget. But really what you're doing is you're poisoning their mind, right? Psychologically, they're going to be like, oh, well, let's say Katie, for example. Well, she said it's expensive and, I believe her. So yeah, I'm going to do the monthly, right? Don't assume that they want the cheapest package, okay? Don't present both prices at the same time. Like we're at the damn buffet line, like, here's all your options, right? Individually, right? One at a time. Okay? And then don't sell prepay. You'll never hear me really sell prepay like it's some kind of a luxury. Okay? You want to sell it like it's the smartest move. So I might say our most successful clients, they all prefer the prepay. In fact, about 80% of our clients go with that option, right? And here's why. You know the reasons, okay? So, the best option for someone serious about long-term results is our prepaid plan. It locks you in for 6 months of coverage, comes with additional tools like the review software, and saves you $500 overall. It's $675 flat for 6 months, and that's everything you'll need to dominate your local area. Okay? And then they might go, well, Malayak, I really wasn't expecting to pay that much, right? At that point, I would probably build more value and then go into the monthly, but you could also say, totally fair. The monthly option's $349 plus $150 setup, one-time fee, right? So that's $499 today out the door, and then $349 a month, but it doesn't include that review tool, okay? It's a great place to start. It just takes a little bit longer to see full traction, right? And you can say this because reviews will speed up and decrease the time that it takes to rank. Did you guys all know that?
Yes.
Do you ever position it like that?
Yeah, but sometimes I get worried because they see that as something that they can kind of do themselves, and then just early on I got in trouble giving away too much information, stuff like that, and then they go, oh, I can do that. So
yes, do not tell them exactly everything that we do, right? It's like a good chef. They're not going to give away the full recipe to the grandma's, dish, right? Like, obviously we know that they use pasta, spaghetti, butter, milk, and cheese, but we don't know what else is like making it just taste different, right? So if they ask, just say, look, I'd love to give away the full recipe, but if I did that, then, why would we be in business? But what I can tell you is that we optimize the profile. Our target is to get you ranked within 90 days or less onto the front page and then move you up higher and higher. Our ultimate goal is to get you ranked in the top 3. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of clients right now that are actually ranked in that first, second, and third position for multiple keywords across the board. And I want that to be you. Your best opportunity at getting into that top 1, 2, 3 box, not just anywhere, but the top, is to begin with a minimum of that 6-month prepay and give yourself some time. Again, it's like working out at the gym. Day by day, week by week, month by month, you're going to continue to rank higher. So the longer you have it in place, the higher you rank, right? And if you're truly committed and you want to make the smartest move and investment for your business, then you should do the prepay, right? So I'm going to wrap this up. Here's your homework, your daily reminder. Start high. Pitch it every time. There's no excuse. Like, I will literally pull you off and talk to you if I hear you guys getting a deal without mentioning the prepay. You got to offer it, okay? You don't have to offer it first if you don't want to, okay? You can start with the monthly, even I switch back and forth, but you got to at least offer it, okay? And then offer it as, something better, something additional, something a little more premium, but never start low, guys, okay? Never start low. You're killing your confidence, right? And confidence is one of the number one things you need to sell. And confidence is contagious to the people around you, right? So your homework, again, every call, I want whoever's willing to try to start with the prepay. Every single time. If you're going to do it, start with the prepay. Katie, how do you do it? Do you start with the prepay or you do both, back and forth? Just curious, because you get a lot of prepays.
No, I do the monthly. Total up what the monthly cost over the next 6 months. And then I hit them with the prepay and they're like, holy crap, it's a lot of savings. And then I give them exactly what they're saving.
Yep, love that. I do that a lot as well. So how many of you guys are doing it that way? Anybody?
Me.
Okay.
Not me.
Okay. Try that today. Okay. Commit. So, write down whatever your own confident prepay pitch is and stick to it. right? And then I want you guys to share your results in the huddle, either tomorrow or Thursday on our next huddle, okay? And then on the opening side, I want you guys to set a goal as to not give too much information, right? Obviously, there's a fine line between giving them enough to get them into a transfer, but once they agree, try not to spill your candy in the lobby, is what they call it, right? That's kind of the same thing as giving away all the goodies too early. So it's tempting to want to like, oh, by the way, and this and that and the other, just to be helpful. But instead, just say, okay, great. Give me 1 second. Let me get you over to the expert. I'm confident we can help you. Boom, send it. You think you guys can do that? Both sides, openers, closers?
Yep.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Any questions before we get logged in? Start making more money?